Over on another channel, Gene is doing an interview, and I heard him mention something again that I wanted to get your thoughts on. He again spoke about a shooter or something being on foot during the Tupac incident in Vegas. I didn't know if you saw it or if you had any thoughts about it.
I didn't saw it, but a lot of people have been hitting me up with it and asked me about it, and I said, Reggie, please address this. Please address this. Oh, man. What's going on, y'all? It's unfortunate. With Gene, snitch no joke. Uncle Fester, the meth head, and all of these people, they have a problem just admitting, like Mr. Broomfield did, and Nick, I'm going to keep mentioning it, that we got it wrong. We got it wrong. They don't want to admit it. So they want to do everything in the world to mess up this investigation, this Tupac investigation, for whatever reason. Because they have been pushing agenda for so long, and they have a problem saying that they got it wrong. Now, Gene just speaking out of his ass to have something to say. He heard a story. I believe he heard from the dude when the dude said some dudes walked up on us or ran up on us. Niggas always say that. You know, when some niggas ran up on us and started blasting. I heard that so many times. I don't even know how many police reports I done wrote that people said, niggas just pulled up on us or walked up on us or whatever and started blasting. So that's a term that people say. So I believe they might have got that part wrong. Just heard some dudes walked up. There's no evidence, y'all. Why would a DA, a sheriff, and all of them put their reputation on the line on a 27-year-old case? Why rehash that and bring that before the courts if they don't believe that they have a good chance of winning this case, y'all? But because YouTubers online saying that this happened or this is how this happened, that wasn't even around. Gene was 3,000 miles away in New York. Uncle Fester was working on the fucking Titanic or some shit. Didn't even know who the fuck a Tupac Shakur was. Chuck No Joke was over there getting beat up, slapped around. No, he was snitching. I think he was in jail or something like that when Tupac got killed. And then later on was Damon Dash and them bitch getting slapped around like a little bitch and shit. And Jay-Z and them. Who else? Discretion TV, I don't even know that clown. He's just an idiot. But all these people just throwing out all of these different things because they don't want to admit they got it wrong. Why can't they just sit and let it play out? You know, and stop trying to muddy up the investigation by throwing out bullshit. I'm wrong. I put out. But I told the DA. I told the investigators. I was like, you know what? I got a real reliable informant that's telling me, Reg, everything this is right. But little homie was in the car. I used to talk about him all the time. This nigga that looked like a Disney character. That's what I would say. Because his family get mad at me because we got some family relationships and they like, he's trying to move on with his life, Reggie. Why you keep bringing that up? He don't need to be in there with Keefe. So I ain't going to say his name because, you know, the man trying to move on with his life, right? And nobody else talked about it. He ain't incriminated himself like Keefe did. And so my whole thing is, and these dudes are just trying to muddy up the investigation and say things. Now, Gene, he also was over there talking about Greg Kadings and all of them ain't been around. And where are they at? Well, Greg Kading's been doing interviews. He just ain't been on art because he ain't going to be over there because you over there. You know, Bomb First, we done beat him up to death. We done, you know, did everything with him. It's his channel, who he's partnered with our boy Mike Darcy. murder rap. They over there doing their thing, dropping stuff. But he just did one with this. Matter of fact, this YouTuber.
Reggie Wright. Mm-hmm. Do you think a little bit that Reggie Wright and those guys had something to do with Biggie? Like, it's just, he shows so much disdain and disrespect for Biggie Smalls even to this day. Like, he doesn't seem like he likes Biggie. Do you think that since he was the head security over there at Death Row at that time, and he's also a Compton police officer, and there's so many police involved, is there a smidgen that he was involved in Biggie's murder?
There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever to support that.
Okay, I'm not saying it. Sorry,
no,
Reggie,
I understand.
Right? But,
yeah, no, it's fair to ask the question. Absolutely, and we looked into all of these possibilities, but there's no evidence whatsoever to support that Reggie Wright knew about it, had anything to do with it. In fact, that he wasn't even affiliated directly with the people who actually did it.
Okay,
he knew of them. But, Reggie was there to provide security for Death Row. Death Row was an adversary of Bad Boy.
Yes.
So it's natural for him to take a position on not liking the other team.
This is true.
So he's around, y'all. Just because Gene ain't watching him or don't see him, he's around. Now, the other question, or the second part of the question, is why he's not working on the case. If he's the one that solved it. Well, number one, he gets the credit because he was the lead investigator on it. But as I tell y'all, there were 15 other cops on that investigation. His head partner, a dude that's worked cases that in LA, big, major, the Green Reaper or Sleeper or whatever that case and all of that. He's the one that they using for LAPD to deal with all of that. Because he was still active. He just recently retired, I'm hearing. And he was the one that Vegas prosecutors and all of that was dealing with. But Greg also, I know for a fact, he's been consulting with the head investigator on that case, Detective Investigator Mogg. Now, a lot of these guys are retiring, and they leaving the force now. And so you have that situation going on, but Investigator Mogg staying on just to handle this case. He's retired, but he's, got a special gig, I guess. A special investigator now for the prosecution. And Greg talks to him on the case. So that's just Gene throwing stuff on YouTube. It's so unfortunate, messing up people's name and credibility because they don't like them for whatever reason behind a picture or something like that. But Greg has still been involved. They using the other detective that was still active at the time to testify and all of that. But hey, the defense attorney could call him if there's a problem, and he will gladly show up. Greg's very articulate. And all of that, so all that, he can't go in the courtroom and all that. He just couldn't go in the courtroom no more on that particular case. His credibility, or it might get called into question, but it'll get explained. Just as mine gonna get called in the question because of my little felony, or my little arrest that I had for some marijuana. But that ain't what any the one I was doing in 95, 96 to be able to speak on the atmosphere, and that ain't what Greg was doing in 2008 or whatever when he was on the case and found out what he found out with his other 14 officers that will probably back up everything that he's saying. So, man, people just need to let this shit play out. Stop trying to muddy up this investigation and just speak on what they know, not what they speculate or believe. That shit about somebody walking up to the car and all of that, when have y'all heard that, y'all? And shooting. They got evidence. They got plenty of people that done talked about it. Did Gaddafi say that? Y'all always want to talk about, Gaddafi said the guy looked like a bitch in the face. Y'all stupid motherfuckers that don't understand that when a nigga say a nigga look like a bitch, and all of that, that's cap. That's what you call bagging. Or I don't even know what term. We called it bagging back in the day. I don't know what y'all call it. Talking shit or I don't even know what the word is y'all use. But that's all he was doing. Because the nigga was mad. His homeboy, his big brother just got shot and laying up, in the hospital fighting for his life. So yeah, the nigga looked like a bitch in the face to him. But y'all seen pictures of Orlando, Big Dre, Bubble Ups, and Keefy. They don't look like no bitches in the face. They some ugly motherfuckers. But they are some toothless motherfuckers, but they look like no bitch. So man, come on, y'all. Come on with that. Y'all need to just let shit play out. That's all I would do. Why support people? If y'all supposed to be a fan of something, why would y'all want to support people that's out trying to do gold funds and stuff like that to help Keefy D out, y'all? If it finds out that he's innocent, that he was lying, that he's psychologically crazy, then that'll come out in court. Believe in something. If you don't believe in nothing, but believe in another man on YouTube, I don't even say believe what Reggie said. Just hear it out and say, well, that makes sense. That don't make sense. And then you be judges like that. So I don't even tell you, don't even go listen to them. I'm just saying, listen to what they saying and then be like, that don't make no sense. We got a video up right now we just put up last Sunday. Well, RJ has pretty much was saying he don't believe the shit. He wasn't going to do no more DVDs. Calling out and making up these stories and stuff like that. That was done in 2018, 2019. Now that he broke again, and there's light on this stuff again, what he's trying to do now? Do a documentary. And what y'all doing? Running over there viewing it. And now it's all true again. All right. Keep listening to the clowns. Yeah. Peace.